Your relationship with Mr. Tate?
You already know that. Charity couldn't wait to tell everyone. I'm just glad that Billy already knew. He must have found out before the party. He was still devastated.
There were tensions at the party. Why?
Well, because I hate him, obviously. And can you blame me after what he's done to my son? And the 3 women that are now dead as a result? And I've got my part to play in that. But he just doesn't care.
Doesn't care about what, exactly?
He drugged me and dumped me in the middle of nowhere. You were supposed to arrest him.
Sounds like there was no love lost.
Well, my daughter would still be alive if it wasn't for him, so... yeah, I wanted to kill him.
So what were your movements after the party?
I checked on the kids. Tried to get my head around everything.
I came straight home. Didn't know what else to do. I mean, if I'd stayed, I'd probably killed him. And no, that's not a confession, by the way.
All came back here, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. We had a drink, calm our nerves.
Yeah, we just stayed up all night talking, didn't we?
Yes.
What about you, Mr. Dingle?
I hung around. I needed to talk to him, get him to confess. But I didn't get the chance. Someone got there first.
And did you see or hear anything out of the ordinary?
I told Billy it wasn't just a fling between me and Joe. And that hurt him more than anything. It broke him.
The whole village were out for his blood. Matty and Kerry have only just found out that he's the reason Amy's dead. And there's Dawn defending him, so yeah, I basically shut her up.
Well, I saw how angry Charity was, and Billy. Billy looked like he wanted to rip Joe's head off. And let's face it, we all know he's capable of that.
And poor Billy, how he managed to control his temper is beyond me.
Maybe he didn't. I saw someone running off. Could have been him. Same build and fashion, you know.
But Billy wouldn't hurt anyone. It wasn't him.
Someone's got a temper. I just want to ask you a few questions, if that's okay. Where did you go when you left the party?
Home, to bed.
At 8:30? My 10-year-old goes to bed later than that.
I was wiped out.
You were just humiliated in front of everyone. I saw how furious you were. Everyone at the party says the same thing. You still are, by the looks of it. And yet you managed to sleep.
On and off.
You didn't go back out at all?
No.
When I came looking for you earlier at your cottage, I noticed that you got a doorbell camera. We'll need the footage to confirm what time you arrived and that you didn't leave. Is that a problem?
Look, my head was pounding and I went for a run, okay?
Did anyone see you?
I was in the woods.
Anywhere near home farm?
No.
Are you sure about that? I'm going to need you to come to the station for further questioning. We've been hearing a lot about your jealous rages. You must have been furious when you found out that it was Joe Tate she was sleeping with.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled, but I didn't touch him. You have no evidence that proves I did.
Now Dingle says that he saw a man running away from the house.
Did you see his face? Because that could have been anyone. Is this all you've got?
You put on quite a performance at the party, but you already knew about her affair. Your wife stated that you knew. Now, you see, this is what bothers me. A man with your temper wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. Your rage built and built until you couldn't contain it any longer. And then you attacked him.
I did not push Joe. I hated him, but I'd never do that. You know what? You have no evidence that proves I did.
We found your fingerprints in Mr. Tate's bedroom. And things got out of hand.
No.
Then how do you explain your fingerprints
I used to live there.
But you don't anymore. And that wasn't your room. You had no reason to be in there.
I don't know, all right? Maybe I just went to pick something up.
On the night of the party. How convenient. You have a history of violence. You beat a man so badly he almost died.
Yeah, and that will always haunt me, all right? But I paid the price for that. Look, I wouldn't risk going back to prison again. I've got kids. Evan has got cancer. I wouldn't leave them.
Maybe you thought you were losing them. Maybe you thought your wife would leave the village, take the kids, and go off into the sunset with him.
He didn't want the kids. The way he treated Clemmie.
How did he treat Clemmie?
Look, he just wasn't the dad. All right, that's all I'm saying.
You've repeatedly been dishonest. You have no alibi. Your wife is having an affair with the victim, and your fingerprints place you in the room that he fell from. A strong motive, along with your violent past, leads us to believe that you are responsible for what happened. And for that reason, I'm arresting you for the attempted murder of Joe Tate. Straight down there, please. You might want to use this time to think about what's best for you and your family. You don't want a court case dragging on, you're on remand for months. If you confess, it'll be better in the long run. The courts look more favourably on you if you show some remorse. We all know that things happen in the heat of the moment. Do what's right, Billy.
I'm not about to confess if that's what you want. Might as well just leave me here.
Can't do that. There's been a development.
Hello?
I thought you'd been arrested.
I was just helping the police.
See? Told you. Right, why don't you do your homework, okay? No excuses. Sam saw you being hauled in. And I wasn't sure they'd believe me, giving you an alibi.
You told them we were in bed together?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't believe me at first because we hadn't mentioned it. I just had to make out like you didn't want to be seen as a mug, or I didn't want Joe to know. Anyway, I had to do a whole lot of persuading. But you've got an alibi.
I suppose I should be thanking you. Why would you lie for me?
Because Clemmie's in a state. She thinks the whole thing's her fault, and I know it wasn't you.
How? Dawn, how could you possibly know that for sure? But what's going on, Dawn? What do you know?
Nothing. I'm just saying I believe you, that I know you can't have done it.
Are you covering for someone?
No, of course not. Why would I do that?
Because I know when you're lying.
Well, you haven't known the last few months. Sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know why I said that.
You said that Clemmie was in a state.
Yeah. Yes, she is. I'm gonna go check on her.
Was it her? Look, did she push him?
What? How can you even think that?
Because she was traumatised seeing you and him together. She was scared of losing her family. Except you carried on, not caring about what he was doing to her or anyone else. You drove her to this.
Okay, enough, Billy.
What have you done to her? Look, she's never going to get over this. I need to see her, find out what happened.
No, Billy, stop it. Stop. Come, Billy, come here. She can't tell you anything, okay? Because it wasn't her. I pushed him. It was me.